Morning, guys. Hey, I wanted to hop on here and do a little diamond painting. I want to get this off my table, so I've been last couple days working really hard. This has been on my table almost a year now. I started it last spring, and I really want to get it done. So I've made it to the deer, and I thought that I would sit here and paint and chat for a bit with you. With what's been going on and some upcoming news that I have. And we'll just kind of go from there. So, thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me. I'm gonna just kind of paint, and we're gonna start with 23, which is the J in these deer. And yeah, so I've missed you guys. I've had a lot going on. I am status post my hip surgery, finally. Rough couple weeks. I ended up catching a stomach bug. Just after I got back home from the hospital. They kick you out normally same day. I had some dizzy spells and stuff they think was reaction to the anesthesia, orthostatic problems with my blood pressure dropping. So I had to stay the night, which was fine. I'm glad that they kept me because I think if I would have come home, I probably would have fallen that first night. So at least they kept me from falling for the first few days. So I got the stomach bug, was super weak, walking with my walker, to go to the bathroom, to get up, and I was walking along, and I had a dizzy spell. And I knew right then and there I was going to fall. And all I could say is, I'm going to fall. And when I woke up, I was on my back on the floor looking up. And B was over top of me. And I'm like, oh my God, why am I on the floor? How'd I get here? I had completely blacked out and didn't realize it till after I came back to. So a little scary. I was worried about my hip. First things first, you're like, oh my God, I fell. Is my hardware sticking out of my leg? Did I bust my incision open? It's not fully healed. I guess I fell like straight backwards on my back, and pretty much just white knuckled the walker and ended up taking that backwards with me. So B got me up and calmed down. I was hysterical. I was scared. And didn't know why I had passed out, because I had been feeling better and had been able to keep some things down. But I guess my energy level just wasn't quite there yet, and I was severely dehydrated. And then the next morning, I got up to go to the bathroom, was feeling good, took my time getting up, got to the doorway, one hand on the walker, one hand on the corner of the dresser, and went to go out of the doorway, and boom, down I went again. So when I came back to, I was yelling, ow, ouch, my shoulder. I was on my left side, so I, thank God, did not fall on that right hip. Once again, missed it. And so B got me up, got me to the bathroom, got me to the living room couch, and got me set down. And he immediately got dressed and said, don't move off that couch till I get back here. He went down to the corner store and got Gatorade, Pedialyte, just all kinds of stuff. And frozen fruit, started getting me hooked up with stuff. Within a couple of days, I was better. I'm still, I don't think I'm completely 100% yet. I still get a little bit of dizziness when I stand up. I haven't had anything since those 2 falls. I've had to stop or to sit right back down for a minute once I've stood up, to get my bearings about me again, and get back up. But so we're just taking it nice and slow. Yesterday was 3 weeks post-op. My incision's healing up amazing. I had no stitches or staples on the outside, so it is a nice smooth line. I do have a bulge, which I guess I'm not the only one that's complained about a bulge. It's kind of like a muscle bulge towards the bottom of my incision at my thigh. Almost like it's the muscle's still really tight and not stretched out. So that's a little tender and sticks out just a little bit. I catch it once in a while. I call it my thunder thigh, you know, catch it once in a while. I've transitioned from the walker to my walking stick. And I'm using that on the left side so that I do not catch that right thigh. Notice that I do have a little bit of curve in with my foot, so I have to pay attention to that. And that's just from how I've been walking. My foot started curving in over the last like 8 months. Just from the way that I've had to walk to adapt to walking because it was so painful with the limp and everything. So I have to be mindful of that. We do have in the family a history of turned in feet when you're walking. Just the one foot, or when you're standing, sometimes that foot turns in. I think it's just a hereditary thing. So I have to be mindful of that I don't continue to do that now that the hip is fixed. I need to train that leg and that thigh to stay outward a bit. It's just a bit tough right now because it's still so tender and swollen. And I can feel the inner thigh muscle is very tight. I need to stretch it, and I've been trying to do that a little bit each day. They said that keep your knees apart so that you don't dislocate that hip, pop it out. But your knees can go out to the side as in like a butterfly stretch, and I absolutely love and miss that stretch. I was able to do it before surgery finally, once my hip deteriorated enough where I lost enough weight, I could get that leg up and I could sit butterfly and stretch, and it's an amazing stretch. It's been one of my favorites for years that I've been working out. So I can get to that a little bit. I progressed a little bit more this morning while I was stretching in bed. So hopefully we can get that stretched, because no physical therapy outside the home until I follow up with the doctor in March, and then we'll decide then. And if I don't have this stretched out enough, I think I'm going to need to go to physical therapy for a little bit of more guidance. Just so that I can get that pain to go away. Still have just a little bit of a limp if I'm not paying attention. And it still hurts a bit to walk and I cannot put all of my weight on that leg and balance on it yet. So I'm not doing a super whole lot of leg lifts and stuff with the left where I have to bear weight on the right yet. I'm doing more of that stuff when I'm in bed. And my lower back is supported. So I really don't want to do physical therapy outside the home, because I don't want to have to pay the co-pays and stuff when I can do everything here. But I would like to meet with a therapist a couple of times and pay for that, just to get some guidance and some good exercises and feedback on what I need to be doing here at home, and then kind of go from there, and then just do those at home. I'm very self-disciplined and want to get back on my feet. I want to get out and get walking. I miss walking. I miss taking the dogs for a walk. So I'm very determined, and I'm very good about doing my exercises and stretching throughout the day. Basically, just because I've been on my feet since they told me not to. I just didn't give up. I just didn't lay in the bed and give up. I kept going and doing the different things that I could do. So, working on that. Let's see. I went out for the day yesterday. B had physical therapy for his shoulder from his fall back in December. So I rode with him and went to my therapy appointment with Noelle to catch up with her and to show her that I'm up and walking, and to fill her in on how things went after surgery and stuff, and what our plans are going forward. And then B took me to Joann's. So we've been told that our Midland Joann's is closing, which really sucks, because that's where I always go. We have Hobby Lobby, we have Michael's. I do not like Michael's yarn selection. I've never liked their selection. The only time I've ever bought yarn at Michael's, even if it's just in it's basically if I've needed like a Red Heart Super Saver in a black or a white or something, and Joann's was out, didn't have the same dye lots, whatever, then I would run over and match over at Michael's. But I'm just not keen on their yarn selection. Now, that being said, I'm hoping that when Joann's goes out of business, that will push a little bit more business towards Michael's. And maybe they can up their game with their yarn and maybe sign in some contracts that with these yarn companies that Joann has that they don't. I'm not sure how that works for ordering and stuff. I just know that Michael's doesn't carry the yarn like Joann's does. Not here in Midland anyways. And then of course there's Hobby Lobby. I know some people do not like Hobby Lobby. Morals or, you know, whatever. For me, I'm going in there for something that I need, that they carry, and that I can't get anywhere else. So I look at it as I am fulfilling a need that I have, or that I have for a customer for an order. And therefore, I need to get that yarn. Now, it's that particular yarn that somebody wants, or that they need. And if you need it, you need it. And whether I buy it from Amazon because I don't like Hobby Lobby or whatever, either way, I still need to get that yarn, right? So I'm not one to just go, oh, okay, well, this is, you know, this is what I've heard, or this is what, you know, what's going on, and I'm not going to shop there. I don't do that. Our businesses need us. If there was a mom and pop shop, like down the street, my local IGA used to sell yarn, and I loved going in there and buying. Oops, sorry, I hit the thing. And buying yarn when I needed it, or, you know, crochet hooks or whatever. It was close and equivalent. I mean, obviously you didn't get the coupons and stuff like you could use at Joann's, but you know what, if I'm there buying groceries and I just need a skein of yarn, or I come across, dang it, hit you again, I come across a skein of yarn that's a color that I haven't seen anywhere else, I could totally buy it. So I really wish some of our little mom and pop shops would start carrying some yarn. I really wish we could get like Dollar General maybe to even carry some yarn, because that's close, and I would buy yarn there, even if it was like, you know, $1 more a skein or whatever. I would totally buy it, and not because DG's a big box store company and whatever, but because it's close and it's convenient, right? It's 5 minutes away versus having to go all the way into town, which is 10 to 15 minutes away, and then you have to fight the traffic, the lights, and everything else. So for me, and for what I do and I feel and morals and whatever, I'm just, I don't know. I don't always think like everybody else, and that's probably my downfall, because not necessarily a downfall, but that's just who I am. And then it costs me people. So they think I'm a weirdo, or they don't agree with me, and it is what it is. I can't change it, but I look at what's easiest for me. With medical conditions, with raising an autistic son over the years, you just learn to just do what you need to and be done with it, and not worry about, oh my God, you went and supported Hobby Lobby and bought yarn. Yeah, I did, because you know what? I needed that color. What about all the other people that were in there, that have made things with their yarn? So I don't judge. You go out, you want to go buy yarn overseas, and buy yarn overseas because, it's cheaper, and, you like that color or whatever. That's fine. I want to do that. I'm just the type of person, I like to touch it. I like to feel it. I want to know, is it soft? I hate taking a gamble on something, and then if I don't like it, it's just going to sit here. Because sometimes you just can't even give that stuff away. And I'd rather give it away than throw it out. I'd rather use it for something than nothing. But with my plans, I'm going to talk about that. Maybe something that I do coming up, because I have some plans. I have some ideas. I've been doing some brainstorming with some friends. So let's see. We talked about surgery. Dylan's doing good. He's excited to come home and see me walk without a limp, and without as much pain. So I'm ready. I'm ready to do my dance parties with him as soon as my hip is ready. So once we get through all of this, then we'll get him home, and he wants to be on camera and say hi to everybody, and yeah, all the fun things. So next topic of discussion is what Dylan and I have been talking about, and some of my friends. So most of you know, unless you're new here, that I have gotten back into crocheting. Little background on that for you, since this is technically a cross stitch page, and here I am diamond painting. So a little background is I love to cross stitch. I love my full coverage cross stitch pieces from Heaven and Earth Designs. Michelle, my heart goes out to you. I have been in that situation myself. I have been in that situation with friends. I have been in that situation with my own child. Not to the extent that you are dealing with at this point. We were able to reel things in. Sweetheart, my heart goes out to you. I can't imagine. Mentally, emotionally, physically, I've been in that spot. But there was never an end. Like, I was able to reel my son back in. So, and his was an addiction. It was just that, having some issues. It's mental. It was mental. And I am so sorry, sweetheart. And I love you with all my heart. And I'm praying for you. And I just hope that you can find the strength in yourself and your loved ones, just to know that you did your best as a mama, and we can't always succeed. Then if you'd like to talk about that more, I'm here. I can private message with you. Not everybody knows all the stuff I've been through and where I've been and back, but I'm willing to listen and help wherever. So, I love you. I pray that you get through this. You're going to get through this. You have your community and you're strong. It's just not easy. So again, I'm here if you need me. Okay, back to what I was talking about. How did I get on that subject? Oh, cross stitch. I'm sorry. My mind went elsewhere. Stitching. So, I was stitching, cross stitching 18 hours a day for the longest time until last year. And so, some things have happened with my stitching. I had a piece that was over 50% done come up missing. That was taken from me. And my eyesight, I am relying on my trifocals more than anything now. So trifocals and magnification, because my vision has changed, isn't working well with 25 count cross stitch. The 11 count stamped, I can work on those. They're big enough that I can see everything looking through my tries if my lighting's good enough. So I plan to probably do some more stitching this weekend. I'll be traveling for a little bit, and I'll have some downtime. So that's quick, it's easy, it's just a little pouch to grab. I can take that with me and do that on the road. So I'll probably get some stitching in this weekend. For the most part, I have been crocheting, and just recently back to diamond painting because I want to get this off my table. With it being a new year and, you know, new mindset, new boundaries, new goals, all the fun things, and rearranging my craft room, I've got ideas and plans. So, and I've got all of these projects sitting here that I have purchased over the years to do for people. Oops, sorry. And I still haven't done them. So they need to come out, they need to be done, and they need to be gifted, hopefully this year. So that's my next thing, is to get this monster done off my table and bring out a bunch of my little ones and get those done so that they can be gifted this year. It'll make more room in my craft room. It'll make my heart happy. It'll save me money on Christmas gifts because I bought them already last year and years before, and I haven't gotten to them. So that's on the docket. And so that's a plan going forward with diamond painting. Stitching, I believe, is going to just kind of have to, my 25 count, I think it's going to have to wait until I can get my my glasses, my new glasses, just to see if that makes a difference. I don't know if it's going to. My eyes have been getting worse over the years, and the doctors have been telling me for years that at some point in age, I will be considered legally blind because I am almost completely blind in the left eye, and I depend solely on my vision for my right to get me through. So that being said, stitching for my Heaven and Earth design pieces is just gonna have to wait. I've got a stitching set up here in my craft room ready to go. Everything's ready. I just need to get my eyes to cooperate. And it may be a lighting issue. It may be easier this summer when the days lighten up again. I don't know, but that's where we're at. So, because I have been crocheting a ton, I've gotten some orders. So I've had some commissioned sales, which has been nice. That always helps, a little bit of extra money here and there. And I don't sell my stuff real expensive, so extra, $20 here and there is great. And I've got some friends that are wanting to learn to crochet. Have asked me to teach them. And obviously because of cold and flu season and everything else, like I'm being very leery about getting together with people just because I did have that stomach bug and my body is still trying to heal. I'm only 3 weeks post-op. I haven't even started my Orencia shots back up yet for my RA because I don't want my immune system to take another hit right this second, until I get all of my strength and hydration back. So, I'm going to do some videos. So, well, I don't believe I can, I mean, obviously I can't take somebody's written pattern and teach you, you know, I can do videos on how I crochet. I can do videos on the things that I know how to do by heart, that I just kind of wing and do. I can show you the stitches and get you going. I can show you how to read patterns and all that. So I can show you the basics and enough to make you dangerous, and then set you loose out on YouTube to go do your thing. I have guided people to YouTube because I learned to crochet. My mama taught me when I was 7. And I only knew how to chain stitch and double crochet. And I only knew how to use that to either make blankets or, you know, washcloths, you know, squares. You make squares. Well, I used to make a bunch of squares, and then I'd sew, you know, I'd actually stitch them together at the age of 8. I was crocheting bags. I love bags. I've always been a bag and a blanket fanatic, and bags are good for storage, and I categorize things in bags. So anyways, at the age of 8, I was crocheting different size squares and rectangles and stuff, and then I'd put them together, and I didn't know if I was doing it right, but somehow or another it came out to be stitched together, and it was a bag. So, and then I used to do that, and then I used to just chain stitch long ropes and connect them back in, and that was my bag handle, even though it was just a single, you know, single crochet chain. At the age of 8, you know, nobody's carrying around big bags that are heavy. You just need something cute and small to carry around the neighborhood and say that you made something. So I've been technically crocheting and designing my own things, doing my own things, since I was 7. I've made a lot of blankets and given them away. I got bored, and I was introduced to YouTube, and that was a big rabbit hole. So once I figured out YouTube, I realized there's so many people that crochet and teach. Crystal from Bag O' Day Crochet was the main one that I found, and her tutorials are amazing. Go check her out if you're wanting to learn how to make something. She step by step, up close, personal. She's amazing. And of course, back in the day, you know, I was raising an autistic child and his brother, and working full time. I was going to college full time, sometimes worked 2 jobs, raising my babies, you know, just doing the mama thing. And, you know, just watching YouTube videos. I learned how to make beanie hats for my babies so that I didn't have to spend money on hats. So that was fun. I made a ton of minion and character type hats just from making your basic pieces and, you know, circles, squares, whatever, and turning it into a character hat. So lots of fun over the years. Crystal showed me how to make my first beanie, and, you know, you just, back in that day, I didn't know that you were supposed to comment on videos, like videos, do whatever. I was just shown YouTube, so I used it as a training tool to learn all the things, mostly from Crystal, and then I've been just, you know, in and out of crocheting since, you know, because kind of where life takes you. And then I got back into stitching, and then I got into diamond painting, you know, and they all just kind of become their own little addiction. and they play different roles in your life. So depending on how my hands are feeling that day, depending on where it's comfortable to sit with my hip, depending on my eyesight, will depend on what craft I work on for that day. And so it's nice to have more than one hobby that you like to do, based on, you know, physical limitations, based on mental limitations, emotional limitations, the day that you're having. So I am very grateful that my family is a family of crafters. My dad always did woodwork, so he used to make the cute little cutouts and paint them, the wooden yard ornaments. I remember back in the day in our, oh, sorry, I hit you again, in our neighborhood, everybody had these outside. He was always making them, gifting them. People were buying them. So everybody, you know, we had houses that had yards full of Smurfs, which was one of our houses. I was a Smurf fanatic, and my grandfather got me my first Papa Smurf when I was in the hospital for one of my eye surgeries. My daddy made me a bunch of wooden Smurfs, and we had those out in the yard for display. He painted them all up, and he was excellent with detail work. And I think that's why I'm so picky and stuff about my detail work when it comes to crafts, because my dad always made sure that everything was perfect. If there was a flaw, you went in and you touched it up and you fixed it. Like, you didn't give anybody something that didn't have your whole heart and soul put into it, right down to every little minute detail. Just looking to see. Oh, here's some more A's. So, and my mom, she's always done crocheting and plastic canvas. That's her thing. And just thinking about crafts, you know, you think back in the day, and you know, you're like, shrinky dinks. Oh my God, I think I seen a thing. I don't even know what they're called, shrinky dinks, anymore, but I seen a thing the other day for shrinky dinks. And so many memories. I remember doing the Smurfs. My mom and dad got me the shrinky dinks. I got to color them in, and we put them on the little cookie tray and cookie sheet and stuck them in the oven, and we watched them shrink up. And then I had all these like little display characters. So I had like all my Smurfs on marching display in my room. But fun little stuff like that, and I'm hoping that stuff makes a comeback, because, you know, you just have so much fun with the littles, and I love doing things with all the littles. So it's perfect that B has all these grandbabies, because between B and his friends and family and all the grands, like, I have so many littles that love to craft, and I love it. So, you know, this year for camping is going to be a ton of fun, because I'm going to take a bunch of stuff so that the littles and I can stay busy. So we're going to be doing a bunch of crafting. Last year I was kind of like just introduced to things and not really sure who liked to do what. And now that I know who likes to do what and whatever, like, I can't wait. We're going to have a ton of fun. I'm going to get together. We have one camping trip where I believe there's going to be 40 of us going. And I'm super excited because we'll all be getting together, and we have some UTP trips and stuff coming up with family and friends, and I'm uber excited because I can't wait. I'm gonna get all my stuff around that I have bought for the littles, and I'm going to put together, I think, little craft bags for all of them, and I think every day we'll just bring out something new, and the littles and I can sit at the table, and, you know, parents can join in if they want. I don't care. Just not everybody likes to do that type of thing, and I love sitting and crafting. And if I can get anybody else to craft with me, like paint rocks or whatever, well, by God, we're gonna do it. And we're gonna have fun. And I've been wanting to paint rocks on a vacation for a very, very long time. and just go hide them and leave them. And I'm gonna get the kids involved in that this year, so we're gonna do it. I'm excited. Yeah, so anyhow, the crocheting, I've decided, since this channel started out as cross stitch, I kind of moved it into some diamond painting, and then I kind of brought in some crochet the last couple of videos. So that being said, I believe I want to separate. So I think I'm gonna start a new channel just for crochet, and that will be where I do everything. I will do all the videos for crochet over there, whether it's an update video to show you what I've been working on and what I've made and completed, or it's a tutorial to show you how I crochet. Basic stitches. We'll do, I figure we could do some hats, some blankets. I just made a hippie fairy, boho hippie fairy vest out of tie-dye. I've got some people wanting it or wanting to learn to make it. So either way, I'm happy to oblige. My one friend, she wants one made, so her and I are going to get together and we're going to go yarn shopping, and I'm going to help her pick out her yarn that she wants for hers and make sure that she gets enough yardage, and then I'm going to come home and just make it for her. So it saves me having to use up yarn that I have here that I already have plans for, and it saves me out-of-pocket upfront cost. If they want to throw me, throw me some money for making them something out of the yarn that they paid for, that's perfectly fine. Tips are appreciated, but I love to crochet, and if I can make something fun, and I don't have to pay, to do it, because I didn't have to go buy the yarn, and I can see how it turns out with somebody else's colors that they wanted. Like, how fun, I sit here, I love playing with color, but I struggle sometimes. Well, I may like the colors together. I'm not sure sometimes how they're going to come out once they're put into a stitch, and sometimes it takes the right stitch. Like, you could crochet something with a color and it totally doesn't look right, but then you could crochet it with a different stitch, same color, and it'll look amazing. So some stitches just look better with certain colors, and sometimes that's where I struggle, even as long as I've been crocheting. And I'm always asking for suggestions, color suggestions. And so my favorite colors are, my dad has always said I was born in the wrong era, because I should have been born, during Woodstock and stuff, because I've always loved tie-dye. I've always been the hippie girl. I've always, loved all that boho type style and fashion. So that's kind of what I lean to when I crochet for myself, is just off the wall color combinations and whatever. And so sometimes I struggle with basic colors together that people may like. Like, I don't think to put two different colors of brown together, or black and brown together to do like a houndstooth or whatever. Like, when I think houndstooth, I think black and white, or I think black and a bright neon type color, a bright pink or something. Like, I don't think of like a gray and a purple, which would look cool together as well. But I don't think like that, because I look at the purple and I want to pair it with another brighter color, like a bright pink or a bright green, because I love lime green and purple together. So I'm always asking for color suggestions and stuff, and so I think just going forward, this will be an easy way to keep everything categorized into one spot. My friends will have one place to go. They won't have to, you know, like come to this channel and then search through and go, oh, I see crochet, and then they get into it and it's just an update video. I haven't, I'm not actually showing how to do something. And so with people wanting to learn, I think remotely is going to be the best for now until we can get out on the deck. And then this summer, when the weather breaks, I plan to be back on the deck crafting like I was last year. And at that point, we'll just open up the deck, and whoever wants to come over, if you just want to come over and crochet and not say a word, do it. You want to come over and diamond paint, not say a word, do it. Stitch it, whatever. Bring your stuff over, bring a chair, bring your setup, sit on the deck. We can craft, we can talk, we can be quiet, we can cry, we can whatever. The deck is an open spot, and I've been saying it for a year. I have a deck now that is enclosed, and the dogs can be out there, the kids can be out there, the kids can't really go anywhere. You know, you want to bring your kiddos and set them up and they want to craft too, let's just do it. Sorry, bump chicken. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for things to come. Lots of plans. I'm working on, obviously you can see this overhead setup. Do I have anything fancy schmancy? Nope. But right now it's working for me, and you can see what I'm doing, as long as my hands aren't in the way. So, this will be just my little setup for now, and I think since this is working for the diamond painting, I should be able to use this to crochet, and that way you can see what I'm doing as well. So I'll put the information down in the description box below for the new channel. If you want to head on over there and subscribe, I would completely appreciate it. You know, whether it's to learn something new, or if you like to just watch crochet, you want to just catch up, I think it's going to be easier for me to do these types of videos, the catch up and crochet videos, with talking. I can work on projects and just, you know, turn the camera on and chat with you and update you on how things are going. You can kind of do a little bit more, maybe. For me, because it's faster than stitching and diamond painting and stuff, these are my crafts to slow me down. But crocheting, because I can make a hat in a couple hours, is instant gratification. And I'll explain more over on the Crochet Channel, like kind of what I'm doing with what I got going on here, because we'll just leave it for that, so that I have content to put over there. But yeah, so I'm gonna work on doing an introduction video for over there. Hop on over, say hi. I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe and help support my channel. My focus is on just getting the information out there, and if I can show you how to do something to pass your time and ease your brain and whatever, well, then let's do it. Because I tried, you know, cross-stitching with a couple people, and it's too much. It's too much for them. Some have decided they want to diamond paint instead of crochet, which is fine, because hello, I love to diamond paint. And so, you know, when people ask me if I'll make them something, sure. You want me to make it or show you how to make it? I have no problem in that, because there's tons of crocheters, and I have so many things on my bucket list that I want to make for myself and others. I'm not going to have time to do everything that I want to do. So, I'll teach you. And then, you know, my door is always open for any of my locals or whatever that want to stop in. And, you know, if you got something going on, doesn't look right, you need help with a pattern or whatever, like, my door's open. Stop in. As long as I'm here, I'll guide you, I'll show you, and we'll do it. And before you know it, you'll have something fantastic and be making your own Christmas gifts. So, I'm super excited for the things to come. Dylan's excited. He's already got people over where he lives wanting access to the new channel because they love crocheted stuff. And so yeah, I'm gonna get back into that. I want to get back into making the character hats for all the grands. I don't know, it just fills my heart. Everybody was so excited at the Christmas party to have some crocheted stuff given away for bingo prizes I'm gonna be doing a bunch more of that for this year. So yeah, things are good, you guys. I'm beyond blessed and excited for the future. I'm ecstatic that my hip finally got fixed. I can get back into the swing of things once I'm out of the recovery phase. And yeah, things are just going so good. So good. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. It looks like we're going on 46 minutes. That's a good whip and chat, right? So I'll let you go. I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded. You'll see an update face-to-face over on that channel soon enough. There's no content posted over there yet, and I think I have 2 subscribers. So yeah, head on over, and we're going to be putting up some videos here in the next couple of days and get going on it. Let's just have some fun. I just want to have fun. I need a place to escape and talk crafty crap, and I miss chatting with my crafty peeps. And though I don't have a huge stitching community anymore, I kind of fell out because I'm not stitching right now. And that's okay, but you know what? You find your tribe in every category. So I have Diamond Painters I follow. Diamond Grandma, I love you. I don't know if she's still on mine or not as a subscriber, but yeah. And then I think maybe going forward, I might just do a diamond painting channel as well. And just that way I can just kind of, I didn't want to separate everything, but I think it's just going to be easier. And I think it'll be easier for Dylan as well. So he'll be able to just, depending, you know, I say, hey, I just put up a diamond painting video. He can decide if he wants to go watch it versus me just saying, hey, I just put an update video, and he doesn't know what he's going to be watching. So this way here I can just say, hey, you know, if he asks me, did you do a video, Mama? Yep, I did. I did a crocheting video. I showed somebody how to make a hat. Then he can go, oh yeah, okay, well, I don't know how to crochet and I don't care to watch that, so I'm not going to. So, you know, but then if I say, yeah, you know, hey, I finished a bunch of crochet stuff and I showed my projects, well, then he can go and look and watch. He's always been one to love crochet projects because obviously they get done quicker than, you know, waiting years to see something come together. So, I'm going to leave you all with that. If we're getting on deer head. I can't wait to get some more of this done and update you. I'm also over on TikTok, so if anybody wants to go over there, I'll put that info down there too. I have a lot of fun over there just putting together videos based on my day. So I just take pictures throughout the day of what I'm doing, progress on things, you know, whatever. Funny face pictures, you know, I'll stick my tongue out at you and post a picture, whatever, but yeah, so I just do a daily update, kind of like each night, or, you know, every couple of days I'll do a daily update of what I did a couple days before, and just kind of show you how I spend my days. And so it's kind of fun I like going back and looking to, and I'll watch my own videos, not that it counts for anything or does anything, I don't think, but I like to go back and look, and see, you know, a slideshow of what I did that day, or if what's really come in handy has been wanting to know like how many days something took me if I didn't write it down. Well, if I go back and I look, TikTok has a video showing my starting point. Also is usually, I put little notes on my pictures of like millimeter, what size millimeter hook, what kind of, take a screenshot of or take a picture of the yarn I'm using, the hook size I'm using, the pattern name, just all that, so that when, if a couple months go by and I've been preoccupied and I get that project back out, I don't have to look for loose leaf sticky notes, paper sticky notes, whatever. I can just go back to that video and go, what the heck was I doing here? Watch the video, see my notes already on there, and then oh yeah, okay, so I need a 5mm hook. I have to go to this person's channel to find the pattern and where I left off. This is the stitch I used. This, oh yeah, these are my yarn colors. I don't know. It just helps. I've tried to keep a logbook, and a paper logbook, I don't always write everything down, but I noticed that if I take a picture and I put notes on it and save it to my camera roll and then add it to a video, all my information's there. Electronically, I don't have all of these pieces and parts flying around. All my info's there. And if somebody needs that information or wants that information, it's there. I can go grab it, or I can direct them to the video. So, yeah, just a virtual journal, really. And it's cool, kind of like with the, with the cross stitch and stuff, but I had an app, and I had paper, and I had a calendar, and I had virtual, and instead of just taking screenshots or taking pictures and putting notes on the thing and whatever, I was doing it the hard way. So I'm trying to find ways to do things a little bit more economically, not wasting so much paper, being able to, not have a bunch of stuff. I've realized I don't like a lot of stuff and clutter and things since this past year. I've really come to realize that even if I get an overabundance of yarn, I start to get a little anxious, oh my god, I gotta get all these projects done. I have all this yarn, I have to hurry up and finish these projects. And so while I did do a yarn haul yesterday, I shouldn't have, but I did, and I didn't spend a whole lot of money, and I got a lot of yarn because I was able to use some really good $15 off coupons at Joann's. So I loaded up on a bunch of fluorescent bright colored yarns because I have a couple projects I want to do with those. So I did buy a bunch of the Big Twist Joann's brand yarn just because if they're going to close, if I'm going to have to travel to find that stuff or order it online and wait, well, I'm just wanting to have a little bit on hand to get some of my projects going, especially since we're going to start the Crochet Channel. I've been using up, get in there, you little bugger. I've been using up quite a bit of my yarn making things, and I was going to pretty much use up my stash that I had gotten over the last few weeks, couple months, and do it that way and then restock. But with Joann's going out and me wanting to get the Crochet Channel up, I kind of need stuff for my videos, right? And to show you how to make things. And the brighter colors work better on camera than the darker colors, so we're gonna go with it. And I'm going to probably show you a bunch of things with all of this new brighter colored yarn. So we're gonna be making a bunch of bright colored things for summer. I'm hoping to make some of my clothes, because I'm gonna need new clothes again, because I am down to 154 pounds now from 298. So the summer clothes I bought last year are too big, and so there are some tops that I've seen, and I'm like, I really like those. I want that, but I don't want to spend $40-50 on something if I can make it. Now granted, could there be $40 or $50 worth of yarn in it? Abso-freaking-lutely there can be, but I didn't have to spend all that money out at once. I bought it over time. I've got the different colors here, so it just kind of all works out. So I would like to go to Hippie Fest this year, and some people are asking me if I want to do like vendors and stuff. I don't know that I want to do that yet. We'll see as I get going. We'll see how many things I get made while doing the new channel. So if I get a bunch of stuff and I can't give it away, well, then it looks like we're going to have to like do something, right? But I'll explain more of that over on the other channel. So, okay, that being said, got my new color. I'm going to fill in this deer head, and we are at 55 minutes. So I'm going to take my last few minutes and wrap this up. Oop. There's a hair in my gems, dear Liza. Emma hair. There we go. Gotta love Emma hair. So yeah, so let's wrap this up. Other channel, videos going up very soon of crocheting. I'm gonna teach a bunch of stuff over there. So if you want to join me, then head over there and keep your eye out, and we're going to be posting another video very, very soon. So from my family to yours, and my home to yours, I hope that you have an amazing day. I hope that you get to sit down and find some time to do the things that you love. And I hope that you find joy in all the things that surround you. You've got to have joy. If the things that are surrounding you don't bring you joy, they gotta go. So, fill your world with all the love and joy. And I will chat with you soon, my friends. I will do a face-to-face video very soon. I love you all.